With the NBA trade deadline only 2 months away, Nico Harrison has a golden opportunity to make an under-the-radar trade to help improve the roster, fix any deficits that they may have, and get the team back on track to winning games as the team prepares for the second half of the season. And on this channel, we've gone over any little rumor or report related to the Dallas Mavericks, but there's one player that the Dallas Mavericks could go after that was just made available for trade, and that player is Kelly Olynyk of the Toronto Raptors. So in this video, we're going to take a look at those reports of Kelly Olynyk. What does it take to get him? What could he do for the Dallas Mavericks? And how well has he been playing for the Toronto Raptors? But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavericks Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And at this point in the video, I typically show you our sub count or our like count and tell you to like and subscribe. But you guys have been doing an amazing job at that already. So I just want to say thank you so much for supporting this channel all year long. The channel only started back in February, right before the trade deadline. And ever since then, you guys have been showing me nothing but love and support by liking, sharing, subscribing. We're almost at 17,000 subs, and it's the last day of 2024. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for the continued support. But the Dallas Mavericks definitely have a problem, and we all know it. It's a tale as old as time. It is our backup power forward position. As we all know, Maxi Kleber really isn't the Maxi of old, although the last several games, he looked like he was starting to gain confidence, starting to come back to that playoff Maxi form. As a few games ago, he dropped 15 points in a big win for the Dallas Mavericks, and a lot of people were finally convinced. We let out a big sigh. Maxi's back. But unfortunately, in the last two games that followed that 15-point performance, Maxi has gone back to scoring 0 points in both games, barely taking any shots. He's still playing good defense, still getting rebounds, still getting assists, but the scoring continues to be the problem. As many games that we've lost this season, we've only lost by a small margin of points. And many people would say if Maxi averaged anywhere between 5 to 10 points a game, we win a lot of these very, very close games. And as we look to find a good backup for PJ Washington, as we know the drop-off between PJ to Maxi is far too steep, a lot of players are already being taken up by trades or they're getting injured. As Dorian Finney-Smith, a player that a lot of you guys wanted the Mavericks to get, already got traded to the LA Lakers. Larry Nance Jr. being another player that we talked about on this channel is getting surgery on his hand, and the reports are showing that the Atlanta Hawks don't want to trade Larry Nance Jr. They see him as a good locker room piece. He's their Dwight Powell, but he can actually play. So who should the Dallas Mavericks go after? Well, there's a Canadian up north playing for Toronto that did come back from a back injury, but is still good for the Raptors and could be even better for the Mavericks, and that player is Kelly Olynyk. With the report saying veterans believed to be available for second-round draft compensation. You got Jonas Valanciunas, Malcolm Brogdon, Kelly Olynyk, Bruce Brown, and Jordan Clarkson. And I put up a little poll on this channel a few days ago with some of these players, asking you guys who would you want the Mavericks to go after. A lot of you guys did say Bruce Brown. I voted for Malcolm Brogdon. I think he could be pretty good off the bench. Jonas Valanciunas was another player that I think could be good in a 3-center rotation. And a lot of people did vote for Bruce Brown. But the one player I did leave off was Kelly Olynyk, because I feel like that's the overwhelming obvious answer. He fixes all the problems that we currently have at the power forward position. We don't have anybody to back up PJ to get rebounds, no one to back up PJ to play effective small ball 5, no one to back up PJ to actually get points. But Kelly Olynyk checks every single one of those boxes. If we take a look at his stats for the season, so far, he's only played about 7 to 9 games. Like I said, he had a weird back injury over the summer. He's only just now coming back. But so far, he's averaging 7.6 points, 4.6 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 0.2 blocks, 1 steal, 2.1 turnovers, and 3 fouls per game, while shooting 42% from the floor and 45% from 3. He shoots 50% on corner threes, 77% of his threes are assisted, and 38% of all shots are threes. Now, obviously, he's played less than 10 games, so it's a very small sample size compared to Maxi, who's played about 21 games. However, in the small sample size of someone who just came back from a back injury, already has better averages than Maxi. That 45% from 3 obviously would average out by around March or April, but that's still a good shooting percentage, even if it's on just a few attempts. That's still more attempts than what we're getting from Maxi on a daily basis. Those 7 points off the bench would be the difference maker between a win or a loss, especially during that 4-game losing streak when we didn't have PJ Washington. If you take out Maxi and put in Kelly Olynyk, we win those 4 games because we only lost by as much of 3 points and as little as 1 point. Kelly Olynyk isn't the perfect answer. He's not really a needle mover. He isn't the apple of our eye, But when you look across the league of who's available, who we can realistically go after, Kelly Olynyk kind of fits the bill. In the other video that we put out where we talked about Kyle Kuzma, where yes, if you can get Kyle Kuzma for a very cheap deal and somehow you keep the main core, he could be a good backup. But the reality is we can't go after that type of player. We don't have a lot of room as far as capital. We don't have a lot of trade assets. We have Jaden Hardy, Omax, Maxey, Dwight Powell, I guess, as well as a couple second-round picks, as well as about 2 first-round picks that we can actually trade. And other teams that are trying to compete actually have better trade packages. We just saw Dorian Finney-Smith go to the Lakers, and honestly, they probably could have got a better package from the Memphis Grizzlies. So the Dallas Mavericks, as we look to find a better backup, we are going to get outbid. I wouldn't be surprised if Nico Harrison has been already just calling up a few teams, trying to kick the tires on a few players, see what's out there. And the last report that we did get from the Dallas Mavericks is that Nico Harrison is looking to move a first-round pick to find somebody. But the best thing about Kelly Olynyk is that you won't have to use a first-round pick. The Toronto Raptors have already said that the starting price is a second-round pick. But what does Kelly Olynyk actually do? Like I said, he does everything that you need Maxey to do. He plays small ball 5. Maybe not the best, but better than Maxey. He is a good defender. He's about the same height. The arm length is a little bit shorter, but he is a little bit taller than Maxey, so you don't give up any size if you trade for him. He is a veteran. He's been in the league for a while. He knows what he's doing. He has very good basketball IQ. He's a very good passer. There's a lot of things that Kelly does at the same age as Maxey, but better. It's only an upgrade for the Dallas Mavericks, but what would a trade actually look like to get Kelly? And it may not be one that a lot of fans would like. If we take a look right here, shout out to TGK on Twitter. He posted this, and I wasn't necessarily in favor of it, only because I didn't think it would work. But in this trade scenario, we send out Maxey Kleber, Jaden Hardy, and we get back Kelly Olynyk. If that's exactly what it takes, where we don't send out a pick, okay, cool. We get rid of Maxey. Thanks for being a Dallas Mavericks. You had great moments with us, but we're moving on. Jaden Hardy, maybe you'll learn to play defense in Toronto. You'll have probably more of an opportunity to play in Toronto. And Kelly Olynyk gets to play for a contender, playing in a very smaller role in Dallas, coming off the bench for PJ, but he's also playing alongside Luka, Kyrie, off the bench with Gafford and Kelly Olynyk. That's a little bit of a twin tower situation where our interior defense would be a lot better. And I know a lot of you guys have been saying in the comments section, we don't need more interior defense, we need more perimeter defense. And honestly, Kelly Olynyk isn't that bad at perimeter defense. Obviously, you want him down low. He's not the best rim protector, but his presence is still there, but he's not that bad on the perimeter as well. Everything that we need every little thing that we need Maxey to do, Kelly Olynyk just does it better. And again, he's not the best option available, but he's the right option for the Dallas Mavericks, especially at that price. And just to show you the trade again, Maxey and Jaden for Kelly, I would have said, Maxey, you throw in a second if they ask for it, and then you get Kelly Olynyk. The thing about the Toronto Raptors is they love their Canadian-born players, but knowing that they're trying to move from Kelly Olynyk shows that, okay, that might be a little bit easier to get from them. If we send them a Canadian like Omax, that might actually be what it takes for the Toronto Raptors to take the trade. Yeah, you get Maxey, you're stuck with him, but you get a young prospect in Omax, and maybe Omax is good enough to where you don't even need to include a second-round pick. Like I said, Kelly Olynyk is definitely the upgrade that the Dallas Mavericks need. If we take a look at just their stats for this season, like I said earlier, Kelly Olynyk has only played 9 games this season, had a weird back injury, but the stats show, at least the traditional stats show, that he is doing better than Maxey in less games, of course. I know the law of averages, but that's still better than what we're getting by a large margin. If we take a look at the advanced stats, Kelly Olynyk is better than Maxey in almost every single category. If we're looking at a cheap option that may cost us absolutely nothing, we keep the main core together, there's no interruption to the chemistry, Kelly Olynyk fits the bill. And going even a step further, he defends 4s and 5s more than Maxey. That small ball 5 situation that we love to do with Maxey, we can do it even better with Kelly Olynyk. He spends more time guarding centers than any other position, whereas Maxey's more so on power forwards and small forwards. Kelly Olynyk opens up our defense on a whole nother level. He also opens up our offense to a whole nother level. So all in all, Kelly Olynyk could be the answer. I think this is the right route that we should probably go. Nico Harrison has his work cut out for him. He doesn't have to make a crazy trade at the deadline like last year when we got PJ and Gafford, but a small little increase, even if it's a 5% increase to the roster, that 5% could be the difference between us making the finals and us losing in the third round. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think Kelly Olynyk is a good option to go after? Or do you just like what we have? You think Max is going to turn it around later in the season? And you just trust what Nico's doing? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We can have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today as the last day of the year. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We do a giveaway every single month on this channel. The only way to enter our giveaways is to become a channel member of any tier. Y'all take care. Stay safe. It's New Year's Eve. If you need me, hit me up. But always, drink water. Peace.